morning, people. I'm up and at 'em bright and early once again, heading back north of the big lake, Lake Pontchartrain, going to St. Tammany Airport, where I'm going to meet up with Matt Minyard for my second day of powered paraglider training. Yesterday, I really didn't know what to expect. I came underprepared as far as hydration and sun protection, and maybe you can tell I look a little bit like a raccoon. So today, I've got long sleeves on. I got the hat to help keep the sun off my neck. And I brought a whole case of bottled water with me. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. We've got a lot of cloud cover in the area. I don't know if that means that the wind's going to be real choppy like it was yesterday. We had cloud cover yesterday. Well, it looks like the sun's trying to come out. I don't know if it's going to or not. But there's a lot of dark clouds over there. So right here you can see the importance of being able to kite the wing. When the wind's blowing a little bit on the windy side, you're gonna lay the wing down on the ground in front of you with the lines crossed. You're gonna pull that wing up into the air. You see here his wing collapses a little bit, but he's got good kiting skills. If you can kite a wing, then you can pull this off. If you can't kite a wing, then you're probably gonna lay the wing back down on the ground, straighten it out again, and then try it all over again with that big motor on your back, which is heavy. When the wing is stable enough, you're gonna uncross those lines as you turn and run in the direction that you're launching. This is why kiting practice is important. He controls the wing until it's stable and flyable, and then he's off. So my second day of training is still more kiting practice, except here I'm acting as if that motor were on my back and I'm setting myself up for the launch. So I pull the wing up in reverse fashion, and I turn and I run as if the motor would be pushing me. And in this run, I can feel where the lines are pulling one side or the other, how to get stable and stay centered under the wing. That's what the trick is. If you can figure that out, then you can launch. One of the advantages of doing a reverse launch is that you can see your entire wing before you actually commit to flying. And one of the things that you look for is this. You see how the tip of my wing is wrapped around my lines? That is called a cravat. Cravat is French for the tip of my wing is wrapped around my lines, or something like that. Either way, it's manageable, but you don't want it. Sometimes you can just pump on the brake lines and it'll pop out, but if you have to, you just lay it on the ground, straighten it out, and try it all over again. Well, training day number 2 is done, and now I'm headed home. It was a little bit of the same and still a little bit different. And what I mean by that is more kiting, more practice in keeping that wing up above your head and learning how to get it off of the ground, but at the same time different because I'm getting better at it. And that would be with anybody, I assume. The more you do something, the better you're going to be at it. Stand beside of my sweet Adelita, I'd swim the Pontchartrain. Yeah, I wouldn't swim that. That thing is huge. Well, I'm up and at 'em once again, heading out for training day number 3 with my boy Matt Minyard, north of the lake, Lake Pontchartrain. It looks like it's pretty much going to be a repeat of the last couple days as far as the weather predictions go. We've got 0% chance of rain, and it's going to be overcast. I consider myself to be a pretty active person. I run up and down stairs and climb ladders at work all day like nothing. But it's a completely different animal when you strap a parachute to your back and try to run at top speed into the wind. It doesn't work out so well. So my legs are worn out. And when I say my legs, I mean all of them. My hamstrings, my quads, my calves, even my little toes are worn out. it's a workout, but it's a necessary evil. This kiting thing I'm doing, you have to be good at it. You don't have to master it right away, but you have to be good at kiting before you just strap a motor on your back and try to fly off into the wind. Well, I'm not sure exactly what happened out here today. It got kind of cold. It wasn't this chilly yesterday. Maybe it's just we got a little cold front moving through or something. Anyway, I'm stopping off here at the racetrack. Gotta get myself some sandwiches to get me through the day. The other couple days I've been preparing myself with bringing some tuna, some bread, that kind of thing. Try and get some nutrition throughout the day. But today, I just decided I would stop off at the little racetrack and see if they got some pre-made sandwiches before I go out to the field. That looks like a stomach ache. I think I'll pass that one up. And so this one's the same price as that down there. All right, now this is a towing session, which is basically pilot practice. Here's where you learn how to operate the wing with little to no risk.
Pull it up and yank the brake. Cool.
You start off flying very low, only a couple of feet high off the ground. And most beginners, like me, overcompensate each move through the flight. When you start to feel the wing pull in a direction other than straight, you should slightly and easily steer the opposite side of the wing. And here you can see my problem is that I keep going for instant gratification. I'm pulling too much at one time, and that's why I'm all over the place. And once you start to get a feel for it, making smaller moves rather than bigger, you have more control, and that's when you start to get a little bit higher off of the ground with each tow. I've taken a few tows, and unfortunately on the last time that looked my best, nobody was recording, and I kept my knees together. I didn't look like I was all spread out like a spider monkey or whatever, but I finally had a good one. Unfortunately, it's not caught on film. Well, I'm about to get towed down the runway. We've got a 100-foot long rope, and Matt's been towing me from that end of the field to about where I'm standing here, which is hard to tell on this little GoPro, but I would guess the distance to be somewhere around 150 yards. So when you get the full length of the runway, you can imagine that's much longer. I can't tell. Maybe it's a mile, about a mile. I don't know that he's going to tell me the full distance with the rope. Got a 100-foot long rope that he's towing with right now. We've got another 100-foot long rope over there on the ground. So I think we're going to combine the two. That way we can really get some good lift going on. But it's a little bit dangerous. We got to check it out, put our feet in the water, test it out a little bit before we fully commit to 200 foot of rope. Maybe we'll start off with the 100 feet. Either way, I'm excited. I'm about to go harness up. Well, training day 3 is done, and now I'm headed home. My kiting has definitely improved. I'm so much better off than when I first began. But today was so great. I got to do so many things more than what I had done in the past. I got to kite better, which also enabled me to get to do the tow rope, which you saw me getting pulled. And that was 200 feet of rope, so I was up about 200 feet in the air. A little bit of an angle, so pretty close to 200 feet in the air, and I'm having to steer that thing, keep it aimed right towards the four-wheeler the whole time that Matt was operating it, which was pretty awesome. And we also did a tandem flight. I wish to God I could have gotten a video of that, but I didn't feel like taking a camera up with me at this time was appropriate. It was more about learning what to do rather than just create a film and show you what I'm doing. I also got to handle the ropes a little bit, the toggles. I got to steer a little bit, control the throttle, and it was pretty awesome. Practicing my game, getting better for the future, and then of course training day number 4 is going to be even better. We're going to eventually get me into a harness, put a motor on my back, and let me get up in the air. With that tow rope today, I was able to practice my taking off and also practice my landing. After Matt's done pulling me with that four-wheeler, coming to a halt, coming to a stop, and I'm having to steer it down in and just hit the brakes at the right time, your depth perception is off. You think that the ground is so far away if you look at your feet, but you have to look at the horizon and see where the ground's coming, know when to actually apply the brakes, and all that's a good learning process. It was wonderful. I had a great time. Thank you so much for coming along with me, and I'll keep you posted on more.